The Hebrews had come to Egypt in the days of Joseph, when famine drove them to seek food. But generations passed. A new Pharaoh rose up, one who did not remember Joseph. He looked at the Hebrew people, strong, multiplying, growing numerous, and fear filled his heart.
These Hebrews are too many, too powerful. If war breaks out, they may join our enemies. We must keep them weak.
So Pharaoh enslaved them, forcing them into hard labor, building cities of brick and stone. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied. Finally, Pharaoh gave a chilling order.
Every Hebrew baby boy must be thrown into the Nile. Only the girls may live.
In the tribe of Levi, a woman named Jochebed became pregnant. When her child was born, she looked at him, his tiny hands, his strong cry, and she knew in her heart, this is no ordinary child.
My son, the Lord has given you life, and I will not let Pharaoh take it from you.
For 3 months, she and her husband Amram hid the baby. Every sound had to be hushed, every cry risked discovery, but babies do not stay silent forever. When she could hide him no longer, Jochebed turned her fear into faith. She made a basket of papyrus reeds, sealing it with tar and pitch so it would float.
Prayed, O God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, guard my son, deliver him from Pharaoh's hand.
She laid her baby inside, wrapped gently in cloth, and carried him to the Nile. Jochebed, softly in prayer. Miriam, a young girl, hides among the reeds. She looks both fearful and watchful, praying softly.
Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, keep my little brother safe. Pharaoh's command is harsh, but you are greater than his power.
She watches as her mother Jochebed finishes placing the baby Moses in the basket and pushes him gently onto the water. Jochebed leaves weeping. Miriam follows at a distance, eyes fixed on the basket. Not long after, the daughter of Pharaoh came down to the river to bathe with her attendants. She noticed the basket. This is one of the Hebrews' children. Her heart was stirred with compassion. At that moment, young Miriam stepped forward bravely.
My lady, shall I find a Hebrew woman to nurse this child for you?
Go, little one. Bring her quickly.
And who should Miriam get but her own mother, Jochebed, to take care of him?
Take this child, nurse him for me, and I will pay you.
So in a twist only God could design, Moses' own mother became his nurse, raising him under the protection of Pharaoh's house. When the boy grew older, Jochebed brought him back to Pharaoh's daughter. She adopted him as her own son.
I will call his name Moses, because I drew him out of the water.
But before he was brought to the palace, Moses spent his earliest years in his true mother's home, among his own people.
My son, never forget who you are. You are of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are of the people of God.
Jochebed nursed him, whispered prayers over him, and told him the stories of their fathers, of the promise, of freedom, of the God who never forgets. Then, when he was old enough, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter.
Come, little one, you will be my son now. You will grow among kings.
And so Moses entered Egypt's greatest house, a Hebrew child, raised as an Egyptian prince. The palace of Pharaoh was like another world. Wide marble halls, high pillars painted with gold, servants bowing, voices echoing through the chambers. Moses was dressed in fine linen. Tutors taught him the language of Egypt, the art of reading the stars, the secrets of building, and the laws of the land.
Repeat after me, young prince. The heart of Pharaoh is divine, the son of the sun god Ra.
The heart of Pharaoh is divine.
He said the words, but they never sat aright in his heart, because somewhere deep inside, Moses remembered his mother's whisper. You belong to the God of Abraham. Years passed. Moses grew tall and strong, trained in war, in leadership, and in wisdom. The people of Egypt admired him. When he rode through the streets, soldiers bowed.
Hail, Prince Moses!
But when Moses looked out from the palace walls, he saw something the others tried not to see. His people, the Hebrews, working under the sun, beaten by taskmasters, their cries rising into the air.
These are my brothers, my blood.
At night, Moses would walk the terraces alone, staring out toward the slave camps, hearing the echoes of hammers and chains. Pharaoh loved Moses as a son. He imagined that one day Moses might even rule Egypt
You have
itself.
strength, Moses. You have wisdom. Egypt will need such men. Never forget who made you what you are.
Yes, my lord.
But inside, Moses wrestled. He had two identities, one written in gold, the other written in blood. He saw the splendor of Egypt and the suffering of Israel. He heard Pharaoh's commands and his mother's prayers. He wore the crown of Egypt, but bore the heart of a Hebrew. One afternoon, Moses left the palace and walked among the Hebrew laborers. He saw their pain up close, the cracked hands, the torn backs, the hollow eyes, and there he saw an Egyptian overseer striking a Hebrew slave.
Stop! Don't put your hands on him!
Back to your palace, Prince. This is no business of yours.
But something in Moses snapped. The years of silence, the split between who he was and who he truly belonged to, all of it came rushing out. And Moses struck the overseer, and he fell, and Moses hid his body in the sand.
Lord God of Abraham, what have I done?
He covers the body with sand and walks away, his heart heavy, knowing this moment will change the course of his life. The next day, Moses went out again and saw two Hebrews fighting.
Why do you strike your brother?
Who made you a ruler and judge over us? Will you kill me too, as you killed the Egyptian?
The words pierced Moses' heart. Fear gripped him. Word of his deed spread through the city, and Pharaoh's heart hardened.
Find him. Bring him to me. He shall die.
And so the prince of Egypt fled, leaving behind the gold, the titles, and the comfort of the palace, into the wilderness. Moses spent years in Pharaoh's palace, not by accident, but by design. He learned the wisdom of Egypt so he could one day confront Egypt. He learned the ways of kings so he could lead slaves to freedom. He learned the speech of rulers so he could speak to Pharaoh himself. God placed him in the palace not to make him Egyptian, but to prepare him for deliverance. And so the child of the Nile became the prince of Egypt, but never forgot he was the child of God. Before Moses could stand before Pharaoh with a staff in his hand, he had to stand before himself, torn between two worlds, learning who he truly was.